Good morning, everyone. My name is Alvin.
My name's Brad.
And we have Gabbie this
Hello.
morning.
Hi
Hello.
everyone, I'm Gabbie from Ollie and Gabbie. Sorry.
Gabbie from Ollie and Gabbie.
Yep.
Who's Ollie?
Oh, everyone always asks me this. No, Ollie is my best friend. No, it's not my husband. My husband's name is Donnie, not Ollie. And yeah, she's been my best friend since high school.
Right.
So
Special friend.
special friend for how many years now? 20 something odd years now. So she's my biggest supporter. So that's why I'm like, she's always been like the person that always like push me, like, go
Yep.
outside your comfort zone and like, oh, you should try it. Or, if you want to pursue something, just try and give it a go at least. And then you'll never regret it, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
like she always, if you're not happy with your job, just quit.
Yeah.
Okay, try another one. That's the kind of person that she always give me the extra push. So yeah, and she's always been that someone that you have in your corner. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you that little shout out. So I wouldn't be here without your support. Yeah, so
That's very nice.
that's why I dedicate that half of the name for her. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
And she's on the first half too.
Yeah.
Can't be Gabbie and Ollie.
I know. It just sounds better.
Yeah.
Than Gabbie and Ollie, obviously. Yeah. So that's how it started, and then we started this company in 2018. So we've been doing it for about almost 6.5 years now.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, been doing it for a while. Started from a little hobby. Always loved flowers, and then started from like the hobby course, like 2-3 hours, like little courses, and then I remember like doing a flower arrangement, and all my friends said like, oh, it actually look really nice. I think you got the talent, and then
Yep.
just from doing that, and then I remember I did one of my close friends' wedding about 6 years ago, and then she trusted me to do her wedding flowers, which is very nerve-wracking. But
yeah.
she was very happy with it, and then she gave me the extra confidence and push as well. I'm like, I think you got it. You should really pursue it. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah, that's how it sort of like came into fruition, and now we're here, over 6 years later. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can I ask what you did before?
Oh
before
yeah, sure. So, I did nursing. So I was a nurse at a hospital in Fremantle Hospital.
Yep.
And after that, I also did other things as well in between. Yeah. Well, okay, I'll let you guys know. So I did work in a company. Well, not company. It's like a small family business. They do jewelry.
Right.
Jewelry.
So started from sales and then move up as like a manager in that. And yeah. So I was doing a lot of like consult and designing as well, of like jewelry designing and stuff. So I did that, and I also did property styling.
styling.
So before someone wants to, if someone want to sell their house, so we normally stage
Yes,
like the
yes.
houses.
Yeah,
So Ollie, she has, so his name is Olivia, but I call her Ollie. Anyway, so yeah, and then she has a property staging business at the time, and then it was really fun working with her. So I was doing that as well before focusing on like full time on the business.
Yeah.
So within property styling, also did some bridal job a little bit, did a bit of PA, all sorts of jobs before. I guess this is like my forever love and passion now. I think, when you found the one that you're truly passionate about, and like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I really love what I do and I want to keep going, even when it's like, tough and it's like COVID and all that time, but you're like, that, you know your skill, and you can, you just have to believe in yourself. If you know you can do it, then I'm sure your clients can see that as well, or your potential, and a lot of, because like with us, we don't do a lot of marketing, and most of the referral are through word of mouth.
Yeah.
So
Those are the best ones.
yeah. A nurse, sales manager in a jewelry company, property stylist, did a PA job. Yeah, all sorts. Yeah.
Long journey.
Long journey, yeah. But yeah, finally we're here.
Yes.
Yes. Finally in the wedding industry, and yeah, absolutely love it. Yeah, yeah,
We can't really predict like what's going to happen.
yeah. Can I ask how long have you guys been doing this for as well? Like
You
as
go.
a photographer and
How
videographer.
Alvin's been.
I know Alvin's been doing it a lot longer. Yeah.
I'll let you start.
So I've been doing photography for 14 years,
Oh
14
wow.
years plus,
Yeah.
but doing this full time, roughly about 5 years ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Brett?
Been in the wedding industry for 6 years as well.
Oh, so similar. Yeah.
Yeah, but I started as a DJ.
Oh,
Musician.
That's
Yeah.
you're a musician. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Very talented, multi-talented.
I try.
Wow.
So I started as a wedding DJ and a singer.
Oh,
So
look at that.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
but then I started doing photography in 2019. Yeah, but full time 3 years.
Wow,
yeah.
that's really amazing.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith to kind of like, to pull that trigger, to quit your full-time job and like, focus on this. I mean, because sometimes like when you're still doing like a full-time job and you're trying to do this on the side, I find it like a lot of people said to me, it's really hard for them to focus on both and to grow the business.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly.
because with us, like, we have we hire like freelancers and a lot of them, they still have a full-time job.
Yeah.
And the feedback that they always said to me, like, it's really hard for them to grow their business. I mean, they want to be doing it full-time, but it's really hard to do a full-time job and doing floristry full-time at the same time. So
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of investment and time.
exactly,
and effort.
yeah.
You just had to jump it.
Yeah, because not everyone has, I guess, like, the financial freedom or, to pull that trigger,
Yeah.
especially, if you got mortgage and things like that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So a lot of my freelancers said that's what's stopping them to grow. Because, I mean, for me, it's like if my freelancers can grow as well, it makes me happy as well. But,
Yeah, of course.
but sometimes I said, like, it's just, a bit difficult.
It's not for everyone. I
Yeah,
think.
it's not for everyone. Yeah, sometimes. Like,
Running a business itself.
yeah, to be honest, like sometimes, like when you work for other people, it's like a lot easier. Just go to work, get the job done,
Don't
go
have to
home.
worry
That's
about
it. But as a small business owner now, I feel like, oh my god, like at I don't know 9 p.m. or something, and then my client message me or email me or like, oh, sometimes we deal with like some crazy brides and oh, they're panicking and anxious the night before the wedding and things like that. Sometimes like, oh, you try and like, oh, I just have a look. I'm like, okay, if it's important, if it's really serious, okay, I'll pick up your phone.
Yeah.
But if it's not, then I'll reply you tomorrow, okay, during working hours. Literally. It's hard to set that boundary sometimes, especially
Yeah.
in the wedding industry, because there's a lot of feeling involved,
Yeah.
especially with brides, They want it to be the most perfect day, in their life, which I understand. And they spend so much money for this one day.
Yep.
A couple of hours even, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
last night after we came home from the event,
Yeah.
9:50 p.m. I've received the email from the previous client.
Yeah.
Right, she's got an issue with her computer.
Back
and
when? Back when was this bride from?
2020.
Yeah.
Right, and she lost her photos. She was saying, "Do you still have the photos?" It's like, oh, I was so tempted to reply her email straight away because personally, I don't like seeing email unread on my email box. I just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so I just turned off my phone. I didn't look at it because I really don't want to, I want to set aside some boundaries.
Yeah.
Work, personal,
Yes.
like me time.
Yeah.
And 9:50 p.m. is actually very late.
Oh,
for that. Yeah.
I've had worse as a wedding at like midnight.
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 Like some bride said, like just woo.
She sent through WhatsApp or email?
WhatsApp. Yeah. And they just go. I'm like, oh my god, Gabbie. Suddenly last minute changes, or like I noticed this. Can we please change it? Can we please make it bigger? La.
Right.
Yeah.
This is before the wedding day itself.
Before the wedding, literally the night before, I actually I didn't want to reply, and I actually said to her, I finally replied after hello message, like, please go to sleep. Your wedding day your wedding is in a couple of hours. You need your beauty sleep. Please sleep. I know what you're worried about, and I just said to her, I'll get more flowers for you tomorrow because she wanted it to be bigger. She wants to add these different colors or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll go to the market first thing in the morning for you, and I'll get onto it. So please sleep and stop messaging me.
I need to sleep too.
Yeah, I need to sleep as well. You know what I mean? Like, and yet, this is midnight. So and then in the morning, I told her off. Normally I don't, but I was like, that was not cool for you to do that.
Yeah.
And then she apologized to me. Yeah, but some brides can be a bit, well, this one the term bridezillas, some bride can be like that.
Yeah.
And I've experienced it firsthand. It doesn't happen very often, but you get, a few over the years, maybe like, I would say over the years, maybe I had about 3 in the last 6 years. So that's not too bad
That's good.
out of like 50 weddings in a year. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Can you tell us the process to book your service?
To book our service for weddings, wedding floristry or flowers, normally when a client email me, there's always two ways to go about it. And if they send me a lot of pictures right away, and they were like, oh, Gabbie, this is the inspo pictures, this is the flowers that we love, and then they will tell you straight away, okay, this is what we want flowers for the bridal party, ceremony, we want this, and they send me pictures, everything in detail. I love them. To be honest, I do love those ones, because I feel like, okay, they got a clear vision of what they want, they tell me everything, how many of each, how many tables, what they want for the ceremony, for the reception, clear, easy for me to do the quotes. I just like, okay, based on your inspo pictures, will be this. And there are some that is like, they don't know what they want, like zero, zero, like blank. They just said like, well, I don't know. I just want it to be pretty. But I'm like, yeah, but there are so many different types of flowers that, as a photographer and videographer, you guys have seen it as well.
Yeah.
Some flowers can be like rustic. One can be like really romantic and, like garden style. And then one can be really modern, like it's just so many different styles. And they do affect the pricing as well.
Yeah.
So, with rustic and we use more greenery, obviously we use less flowers, which means because, leaves and foliages are cheaper than flowers. Yeah. So with that kind of arrangement, it will be like I would say the entry point, like it's not too expensive, in comparison with some arrangement that we just use roses and orchids and only flowers and no leaves, no greenery whatsoever. That the price difference can be quite a lot, like a couple of $1,000s difference. Right. So if they have no idea and they got no pictures, I always say to them, decide on maybe the style that you love. From I don't know, like from 6 pictures, and sometimes they're all very different. Yeah, I'm like, pick the one that you actually love, and then we decide on the colors, because sometimes like colors also matters. Yeah. Like they're like, oh, I couldn't decide whether to do this color or that color. I'm like, with the colors we can decide on the final meeting before we order the flowers, but with the style you need to tell me which one, because I'm quoting the flowers based on the style and design, not the colors. If you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, 2 different type of people, and the one that has no idea needs a lot more guiding. And sometimes when they are not sure what they want, it's just really, really difficult. And I don't want to sort of like direct them too much in a way, because I don't want it to be like, I don't want to get blamed, or that's what Gabbie picked. Yeah. What Gabbie think is best. So I always say like, you step back, you have a look again, making sure, you love it. I don't want to pick them on your behalf. And then you go back and I'm like, oh, I didn't like it because that was what Gabbie suggested. I don't want that. I don't want that to get that blame. If you know what I mean? So personally, for me as a wedding florist, I like it better when they have a clear vision. Yeah. Yeah. And it just makes the whole quoting process a lot easier. And then normally once we give them a quote, and then I normally give them about 14 days to a month to think about it. I'm quite flexible in general. Yep. And then if they have questions, they can email me back, or they can give me a call, or we can meet over coffee to chat a bit more. That's normally how it goes. Then from there, normally like I would know whether like, you know, they will either get back to me, they want to go ahead, or they just ghost you.
Yep.
And like, you know, never hear a single thing from them. Pretty much that's it.
Obviously, if they want to go ahead with you, they will need to pay deposit, right?
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot about it. Yeah, normally I have my deposit is a bit different from everyone else. I just do a flat rate of 550. That's the deposit fee, and it's non-refundable. So literally, it's just to secure the booking and the date. So once they pay the deposit, I will keep the date free for them. So that's just for their wedding. Yeah.
What makes a wedding florist expensive?
Firstly, most of the flowers that we use for weddings are mostly imported.
Imported.
Yeah, imported. We're not lucky enough to have that many flowers, like locally grown flowers that we can use for weddings.
Right.
I mean, there are some that we can use. For example, if you do like a rustic or native flowers wedding, yes, we can certainly use local. You know, those like Banksia, Proteas, all that. Yes, we can. So there's more like the rustic vibe. But if you're going for like those, I call it the premium, modern, really looking type with the roses and orchids, they are all imported.
From
So roses are mainly imported from Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yeah, that far.
A long way.
Yeah, and some from Kenya, but Ecuador is probably the one that we use the most. You see those really big roses that you see, they're all from Ecuador.
Right.
Yeah, Kenya is a lot smaller. And you see orchids are normally from Southeast Asia, from Vietnam, Singapore, like that, Malaysia. Yeah, but a lot of flowers are mainly imported. So that's why they're really expensive. And being like we're quite isolated from like Melbourne and Sydney from and the rest of the world. So the cost of flowers, I'm pretty sure in Perth compared with like Melbourne and Sydney, I'm pretty sure we do get charged more than Melbourne or Sydney florists.
How come?
I think firstly the market here is smaller. We don't have a lot of flower suppliers as well. And then the cost of the travel, I guess the freight or air shipment probably is maybe more expensive as well. I think all of that sort of like take into factor, like it's affect the cost of what we pay per bunch is, I would say at least $10 more than Eastern State.
Wow.
Yeah, for like roses. Yeah,
It adds up too.
it adds up. Yeah, and that's like the wholesale cost. Yeah,
Wow.
things like that. Yeah, so that's why they are expensive. And not only that, like what you see on your wedding day, that's a lot of hours that we do behind the scenes to make it like that.
Yeah.
When you receive the flowers from the wholesalers, they are wrapped with this like cardboard or plastic, and they all like with roses, they have so many thorns and leaves on them, so you have to strip them, which takes hours to do, especially when you have a big wedding. Yeah, sometimes like really, really big wedding, like 150 or more, at least we will need to do like 2 days of work prior to that.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of prepping. One day will be just prepping. And the next day, I might start making some of the table arrangement. Because sometimes, like some weddings, we have like a very short bump in time.
Yeah.
So you have to pre-make things. I will pre-make in like the day before or the night before, because you only have 2 hours to set up, for example. So you have to do as much as you can off-site and then just bring it on the venue and just quickly put them on the table or whatever. Yeah. So that's why they are really expensive, because people don't see all of these hours behind the scenes that we put and people just like assume what they see is like, no, that's
magic.
not what, it's just magic. That's not what you actually get from the wholesale. There's a lot of work that you go into it. You have to strip them, you have to condition them and everything, with roses, like with this new style, you have to, like, you do need to blow on them and reflex the petal to make it look more open. You have to reflex the petal one by one.
Wow.
Yeah, for those particular styles. So if, for example, in one wedding we have like 500 roses, that's 500. You have to reflex the roses 500 times.
Oh, damn.
And that's a lot of hours. And people don't see this.
No.
Yeah, and they are a very delicate product, So if you rush it, you can tear the petal and things like that. So you can't really rush it as well.
Is Donnie helping you?
He knows how to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's not that good still, unfortunately. Yeah.
So it's just you mainly?
Yeah, it's just mainly me, but normally I just hire freelancers to help me.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes depending on the size of the wedding, sometimes I ask them to come the day before. Sometimes I just ask them to come on the day, just to help me on the day for like 5 hours or 8 hours, depending on how long have I got for the bump in time, actually. Yeah. But yeah, normally I do rely heavily on freelancers.
How many?
How many freelancers?
5.
5 at least, but it keeps changing because some of them they got pregnant and things like that, and so over the years it has changed quite a bit. The moment they got pregnant and and mostly because they're women, right? And then they have babies and I have to find a new one, then try to train them up again and making sure they know my style, they know how I run the business, how I do my arrangement, because it just makes things a lot easier. Because sometimes, I try to make like a sample for them. So say it's like 4 centerpieces. You make a sample, and I ask the freelancers to make it for me. And then not everyone can follow instructions clearly. Well, that's why it's based on experience as well. So I always try to get one that has enough experience, so I don't have to explain too much. Not like sometimes a newly graduate might be a bit hard because they don't know. Yeah.
Do you charge any extra fee for pack down?
Yes, we do. Because when we set up all the flowers or candles at a venue, not every client's aware of this, but most venues would be they want the vendors to clean up after you've done the setup. Because if you left so many things behind, technically it's not their job. So normally we do charge for pack down, and sometimes we also charge for travel fee. So for wedding, they are like down south and things like that. Depending on the wedding as well. Sometimes I have done weddings where they also have to pay for my accommodation as well. If, for example, I can only do the pack down the next day or something, so because I have to stay there overnight, things like that. And sometimes people are not aware, like clients or potential bride and groom, they're not aware of these things. So because it can be costly when you bring a florist from Perth to Southwest to down south, literally to like Margaret River or Dunsborough or Albany or things like that. Yeah.
So pack down fee is a cleanup fee then?
Yeah, literally a cleanup fee. Yeah.
Any clients that do not want to pay the pack
Yes.
down fee?
Yeah, sometimes they do. So when they don't want to pay for pack down fee, I just tell them make sure you take
You do
all
the cleanup.
No, I just tell them make sure you take all the flowers home. Tell your guests to take it home. Because it's not the venue's job.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not too sure if it's the actual norm, but I find it if you don't clean up well, the venues will kind of blacklist. Well, I shouldn't call it blacklisting, but you know what I mean. They see you as a vendor that don't do a good job as in not cleaning up after you yourself kind of thing. So they would favor you more as a vendors if you set up and clean up everything and making sure everything is clean the way it was instead of leaving a mess everywhere.
That makes sense.
The wedding coordinators will not be happy if you do that. And they'd be like, oh, I don't like these vendors, they don't clean up, and they'd be like, make sure they don't come back next time, that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? If you actually do, they'd be like, oh, you guys are so good, so we're always so happy to see you come back here again to do weddings. And they'd be like, oh, because we know that you will deliver the flowers and that you guys will clean up, so we don't have to worry about a thing. That's what the feedback that we normally receive from the wedding coordinators from the venue when we do that.
Because they can refer you as well.
Yes, exactly. That's why.
Potential brides too.
Exactly. Yeah, if they're happy with you and your work ethic, I guess. That's really important. Yeah.
Is the pack down? Is it for the ceremony pack down or the reception?
It's normally, or it can be both, depending on the venues. But a lot of time, it's just mainly reception. Yes.
Sometimes at the ceremony they have this rose petal.
Oh
throw
yeah.
service.
No, not
It's
with
gonna
the,
be a
not
mess.
not with those confetti.
Oh, no,
no,
okay.
no. Yeah. Just mainly reception.
Reception,
Yeah,
okay.
ceremony is only sometimes if they have like because this is the with the repurposing ideas, a lot of the flowers they already been moved to the reception.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then those flowers at the ceremony also need to be cleaned up. If they don't do the
Yeah.
repurposing ideas
Yeah.
of saving costs, so those flowers have to be cleaned up too. You can't just leave it hanging around there, and but not the petals, just the flower arrangements.
How
mainly.
much do you charge for the pack down fee?
It varies on how big the job is. Yeah, because some weddings, with us, we do mainly, floral arrangement for everything, right? From bouquets, buttonholes, corsages, ceremony flowers, table centerpieces, bridal table. But we also do like candles as well.
Candles.
Not every florist does this, but because we are a floral stylist as well in a way, so we just offer it to our clients. So it's just more convenient for them so they don't have to deal with another vendor to do the candles, because not every couples or clients have a wedding planner or a wedding stylist. So not everyone have the budget. So when they don't have a planner or stylist and they're like, oh, Gabby, we need some candles too. And they'll be like, do you have them? And and because of these questions over the years, I end up stocking them. Because they're like, oh, Gabby, we don't have any candles. Do you have any candles? Because they don't have a stylist or a planner. And I'm like, all right, now we do offer it to our clients. So that's also part of the pack down. So I have to clean up all the candles too and the flowers, which is a lot of stuff.
Does that mean you charge extra for the styling
Of
on that
course.
bit as well?
Yeah.
More stuff.
Yeah, more work to do.
Has to
Yeah.
look pretty.
Yes,
I just-
exactly. Yeah. Because like I said, not everyone has the budget to hire a planner or stylist. So sometimes when they hired me and my team, then we can come in and do everything all at once in a way. Yeah. So we came in, we set up the candles, the flowers. Sometimes we do a bit of like table numbers and things like that. Yeah. Just a bit of styling, but not major
Fully into
styling.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Just and I was like an extension of our service, just for our clients.
You don't want to extend into that fully, yeah.
No. It's
Might as well.
It's too much work. It's too much work.
Yeah,
Like
I could tell.
for me, it's like I don't want to over promising and under deliver. That would be my biggest nightmare. Yeah.
That's good.
That's really important, and keeping your quality up and making sure your clients are happy, because most of the marketing are word of mouth. So
So you don't do any Google ads?
no Google ads, no Facebook ads, no, nothing like that. It's mainly from the venue, because we are a preferred supplier at a few different venues here. So that's from the venues and from word of mouth mainly, and Instagram mainly. Yeah. I want to ask about like people that are charging like really less than you. Like how do you guys deal? I don't know, like, because sometimes like I heard feedback from my clients and like, oh, we Gabby, we able to find another florist that are like 20% cheaper than you or 30% cheaper than you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just like, sometimes I just say all the best. Sometimes I just say like, how is that possible with the inspo pictures that you send? It's all like premium flowers. How can that person charge that much when the cost of the flowers, I know how much they will cost. It'll be really expensive. They will not making too much money. You don't want to work for nothing, literally. So those people probably will work for a lot less. And so how do you guys deal with? Well, I guess people who are like that are charging less than you, or we call it undercutting. Like how do you normally respond to that? Or if your client said that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago.
We get quite a few.
Yeah.
So what did they say?
So I just said to them, go ahead with that company. Just go ahead. Look, we all love money. We all love making money. We all love booking a client. But in the end, if they're not happy with the pricing, with our works, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I just tell them straight. So if you're happy with their package, if their pricing and their work, please go ahead with them. And then sometimes they would ask me, it's like, can you price match them? No. I'm
Heard this
sorry.
one.
They actually say price match.
JB
Yeah, price
Hi-Fi.
match.
Yeah, wow, wow.
JB Hi-Fi.
JB Hi-Fi,
Good guys.
Bunnings, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably it will work for those guys like have been only in the business
yeah.
a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
maybe, and they can make it a bit lower. But to be honest, we're all using the same software. Use the same software, the same equipments. But the ones that make a difference is our experience.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, experience.
I always tell my clients, if you have good vendors with good vendors, I'm saying by good vendors, it's like people that are like, vendors are reputable, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know that you are in good hands. You don't have to worry about a single thing. They will just come and do the job. But if you're hiring someone new, like a new photographer or new videographer or new florist, then you're not too sure whether they can deliver your brief, literally
same
what you have
quality,
the same quality, literally,
Yeah.
because we do experience a lot of undercutting, to be honest, in the wedding floristry as well. And for me, it's just not fair for us to do like a price match or lowering our price, especially you've been doing it long enough. You feel like you build enough experience to get to where you are. You work hard to get here. So why should we lower the price, especially with the cost of everything has increased?
Yeah.
And we technically have to increase our price instead of lowering our price. But it's really difficult to increase our pricing with this current economy,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Which is not a topics.
Yeah, that's another topic. Yeah. Yeah, like for example, like for me to get here, like I did a course for 6 months to become a qualified florist from like a local floristry school here in Perth. And then I also did some other courses with a different florist, even did one in New York with a florist in New York, that kind of stuff. So I've spent I've made quite a huge investment in myself, try to get to where I am. And that's why like we sell ourselves as a versatile floral stylist as well, because we can do pretty much almost all the styles out there, from romantic, rustic, garden style, modern, just there's so many different styles out there, or bright or pastels, and there's so many styles out there. We can do, I would say, mostly all of them. And not every florist can deliver these sort of these styles that they are around, because a lot of florists, they just focus on one particular style. For us, that's like our selling point, because we want to be different in that way. So because we do get a lot of like last minute clients, for example, some book like 18 months. Some will book me 48 hours before. I have done it before with 48 hours. Yeah. So because we have the experience and the experience to do this, I guess, because, and we're like, okay, 48 hours. When we just like, okay, just show me what you have in mind quickly, and like the style of the flowers that you like, and I have a look at it, and I'll be like, okay, that is possible, but we can't go too crazy. Can't have anything like hangings, installation, or something big. It has to be quite simple, but we can deliver it, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? Like, because we are versatile, so even within 48 hours, you said, oh, Gabbie, my wedding is in 2 days. We haven't got a florist. Because we have the experience, and I don't know, maybe you want to do rustic or whatever, we can do it because we have done it. But not every florist can do it, because you need to know, like, the different type of flowers that you need to order and things like that. And not everyone have it,
Just ready there.
ready in like an encyclopedia in your head. Kind of like, okay, this wedding, you had to order these flowers, Yeah. So for us, I think that's our selling point. But
selling point as in taking bookings to 48 hours before?
No. More like versatility. Yeah. We can do any styles.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think with like photographers and videographers, whenever like my clients ask me like, okay, oh Gabby, can you recommend some photographers or videographers? I always give them a list because I always say to them, you need with every photographer and videographers, they have their own their own style.
Yeah.
So you just need to look at it, which style that you think like it represents you or what you actually love. Because one can be with photography. I've noticed like correct me on this, like one can be like bright and airy type, and then some can be a bit more like the dark and moody type. That kind of stuff. So if for example you like the bright and airy type, then you go with that photographer. And if you like the dark and moody, then you go with this one. So I just give them a list. This is the vendors that I recommended. So and then you go ahead. I just give them a list. This is the photographers that I recommended, or this is the makeup artist that I recommended. You choose the one that you love. Yeah. Do you guys do the same thing when you guys offering recommending vendors to your clients as well? Yeah.
We have DJs, we have
Yeah.
wedding singers,
Yeah.
florists,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
celebrants too.
Yeah. Same. So
It's just the people that
I
we love.
always ask them like once they like, do you need any recommendation? Do you need any help with anything else? Then if they said, oh Gabby, do you know any good DJ or do you know any good photographer? Then I just give them a list. I don't, because with this industry you don't want to be biased, right? It's a bit difficult. You try not to be biased. So I just go like, okay, this is the list. So you just pick from that list, and I think those are the one that we work with, and they're really good. I'm sure you'll be in good hands if you choose any one of them. So that's what we normally do. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Right? Just pass it on to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so since weddings are quite pricey, expensive for some people, do you have any tips of saving costs?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in this current economy, the cost of living crisis and everything. One of I would say the most popular way of saving costs is by repurposing your ceremony flowers as your reception flowers. For example, ton of people have flowers like along the aisle of the ceremony. So for example, we can repurpose those aisle flowers and put them as table centerpieces for the reception. That's already like quite a big saving. That's a major one, for example. Another way as well, sometimes we do, for example, if they have like a large arrangement on an arbor or something, then we repurpose that flower arrangement on the arbor and we put it on the bridal table as well. So and normally we just charge a small fee for labor because we just have to do like some rearranging, but it's very minor, just like a small fee only just to move them and rearrange them. But that's still gonna save them hundreds and thousands of dollars, definitely. Because if you do like more greenery or less flowers, then that's kind of like compromising on the actual vision of what they want for their wedding. But by doing this, they're not compromising on their vision. So they still have the same flowers, exactly what they have in mind or what they love, but it's just moving them around and just, tweaking in, labor for tweaking them around to suit the type. For example, like, for example, like the ceremony flowers, we just have to do minor tweaking to suit the table arrangement because it's been designed in different ways. So for example, to explain this, the easiest way, when you have like those ceremony flowers like on an arbor or something, they're normally front facing. All the flowers are all facing front. And when they put them on a table, because normally it's got like a foam or something as the base, you put on the table, all the flowers are facing up. So we have to rearrange them because when you put on the table, it has to be multi-directional. Some of the flowers are going sideways, some are going up, some are going at the front. So you just to do that minor tweaking, but it will save you a couple of $100 already by doing so. Just from one arrangement, for example. Yeah.
If they chose a fake flowers, would that save?
Do you do fake flowers?
No,
I don't think it is.
No. So the fake flowers is another topic.
Real flowers only. Okay.
Another topic, just because like a lot of people they they come up to me, they send me this mood board and like, or their Pinterest link or something, and I'm like, oh wow, really beautiful. You have amazing, beautiful taste. And then so that's what we call it. Like they want champagne but on a beer budget, literally. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
It's pretty good.
yeah, no, just they're like, oh yeah, amazing, amazing, and then I asked them, oh, what's your budget for your wedding flowers? Because there's no point of me doing all these quotes and then like my price is 3 times your budget or 4 times your budget or 5 times your budget. It's not, there's no point of doing all that. So, it has happened before. They show me all these beautiful flowers, really grand. And I'm like, for this kind of style, you will need to spend minimum $10,000 on flowers.
Right.
I said to them, and I asked them, what's your budget? And they said, $2,000. I was like, and you have to be like, the bad
You're
guy.
dreaming, buddy.
Yeah, you have to be the bad guy. And you'd be like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, impossible. I said, sorry. Like, you have to be the bad guy. Like, impossible. There's no way we can do it for $2,000. So, and then this is where, like, I will like recommend them, okay, maybe we can repurpose some things and then we have to tone it down a little bit. We can't have those little stands that maybe don't have those like, if you've seen like those metal stand that you have on the table and they put the flowers on top, because there's an extra cost again that you have to hire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we don't do that, you're going to save a couple of $100 just by doing that. So just everything, just scale it down, tone it down. Then by doing so, the client end up spending about $6,000 instead of, but there's 3 times their budget. Yeah, but initially it was, I said, from $10,000.
Yeah.
But you just kind of like have to educate them. It's not possible to do that. And some people said to me like, oh, we end up doing fake flowers because, what they want is like those really grand weddings, like with all flowers everywhere. With real flowers, the cost will be a lot more, obviously. And with fake flowers, it's different. They can keep repurposing it.
Yeah.
And they can just, the cost for them is not big like us because flowers are perishable. They can get damaged and they won't last for like, I don't know, a week or months, literally. Maybe a week, couple of days to a week normally for flowers, So with those fake flowers, they can pre-make things 3 months in advance or whatever and leave it in their warehouse or something.
Yeah.
And then they can repurpose it again and reuse it again for the next client or something. But with us, we can't do that, So if they want to go with all of that, then I always say, yeah, you probably have to go down with the artificial flowers. There's no way that we can do that with fresh flowers. Yeah, with the cost. Yes, people are not aware of these things. So sometimes as a wedding florist, when we have when we receive the inquiry, we have to do a lot of educating sometimes. And sometimes not everyone, I guess, take it well.
Yeah.
And like I said, that you have to be the bad guy, but because people are just not aware of these things. Yeah. Brad, with videos and all that,
Yes.
there are 2 questions for you.
Only one for me.
That we'll get back to.
No, like, I guess sometimes like, how do you feel about, the first one is like those content creator? Because sometimes I heard about stuff that like, not everyone's happy about them and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about content creator? Do you think it's affecting your business?
I don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
I think people, there's definitely a market for it.
Yeah.
Quality, efficiency on getting the footage.
Yeah.
They do like the next day kind of thing. I haven't worked with a lot.
And do you guys also have like a minimum, like how many hours and things like that for your videography? Yeah.
For my minimum, I think it's 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah, until up to like, I've done 14 hours before.
And with the bookings, do you take last minute bookings like me?
Yeah, well, I don't have to do a lot of prep.
Yeah.
If I'm free on that day,
Yep.
I can send someone else.
Yeah.
Or
So you do take last minute bookings? Yeah.
Bookings, yeah.
Yeah, because, How about you, Alvin? Do you take last minute bookings too?
If I'm available, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got nothing to do.
And then with your clients, do you guys do like, what's your demographics? Are they like mainly like Caucasian or Asians or?
I think Alvin and I are pretty much the same. A lot of Western people.
Okay, that's good.
We got a bit of Asians here and there because we're Asians here.
Yeah.
Sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, it's like 50-50, I would say. 50-50 or 60-40 around there.
60 Caucasian and then 40 Asian? Or the other way
Nowadays, yes. Yeah. But on average in a year, maybe 50-50. Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes.
I can tell those Asian weddings would have like more grand
Yeah, that's why.
flower settings.
Yeah, and tips on saving money as well. I always recommend our clients to focus on the big items. So spend more money on, obviously, like you have to have all the flowers for the bridal party or the wedding party, your bridesmaids and your groomsmen and the bride and groom, obviously. And then spend money on your ceremony flowers and then on your bridal table. So then don't spend too much money on your guest tables, centerpieces and things like that, because you know, it's not the focal point of the wedding. Like when you go to a ceremony, the first thing that you see is those flowers, either your arbor flowers or your plain flowers or your ground floral nest, you know, all those big pieces. They don't see the smaller stuff.
Right.
Same as your reception. Your bridal table is your focal point. So that's where all your guests will be like, you know, looking the entire night. They will be looking to your table, where all the speeches and everything is going. So that's the focal point of the room. So spend all your money, most of your money there, I would say. And then don't spend too much money on your guest centerpiece. You can just do like bud vases, if you don't want to do repurposing of the aisle flowers. If you want to do a different look, we can do like those, you know, the bud vases, so a few stems of flowers in a small vase as centerpieces, which is a lot more cost effective.
Let's say the bridal party entrance is going to happen at 6 p.m. What time is the reception room is ready? Is it 2 hours before the entrance?
I normally will try to aim to get it ready by 5 at least.
5 at least.
5 is the latest. I mean, yeah.
5 the latest.
5 the latest. Because sometimes, like, you know, you guys do like as a photographer or videographer, you guys do like a first look or something.
Yep.
So sometimes they do it at like 5 or 5:15 or something. And then because the guests are sitting around 5:30 or something like that. Sometimes they have like a 10 minutes just to have a look, do a quick look or something, you know, first look. So I would say the latest 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Do you like us doing that first look or not?
Yeah, actually, I love
like
it because sometimes, like, for me, like, I can see their honest reaction, whether they love what you just, you know, created. Literally, like, you know, they love it or they don't. And for me, the first sign is when first time that I'm on the right track is when I drop off their bridal bouquet, like their wedding party flowers in the morning. You know, when they're getting ready, when the bride's getting ready. For me, that's the first sign. Okay, I'm on the right track. She loves what I just created. So, like, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm on the right track now. Okay, I just keep going and just follow this same format. Literally, just make the same thing. Yeah, because even though I've been doing it for like over 6 years, but I'm always nervous every time just to make sure they're happy about it, like when I drop it off and they're like, oh, and they're like oohing and eyeing and they're like, oh, you know, they all like really love it. I'm like, okay, I can breathe now. You know, I feel like, okay, I've done my job, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah
Same like us. Been doing it for years. It's like if they're happy with our work, so happy.
Do you, because with you guys, like, do you guys do the same day sneak peek straight away or the next day sneak peek or things like
I'd
that?
say next day with us.
Yeah.
Because is that the first sort of like sign for you guys? Oh, okay, you know, they love it, that kind of stuff. Same as you guys. Before you guys deliver the whole like album or something, like, you know, whole file.
And you see them start posting.
Yeah.
Usually on the day, especially for me doing photography, when I do photos, after I've done some poses, I actually quickly show it to them. So this is the photo.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Some photographers, they don't do that, but I always do it.
Just to make sure they're there.
Just to make them excited.
Yeah. How about if, like, the bride, like, you show it and they be like, oh, Alvin, I look fat on the angle.
Many times.
I look fat on the angle. Can you please do a different angle and things like that?
The first thing popped up into my mind when I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm not doing a good job.
Oh.
But no worries. let's do that again.
yeah. Because I'm sure there are brides like that.
Yeah,
'cause-
yeah.
And you know.
That's why I always ask them, hey, do you have any good side, bad side?
Oh, you asked
I
them
always
that.
ask them.
Yeah. Oh.
If they're a bit, like oversized,
Mm.
I actually get the husband to cover it with the hands, especially if we're shooting from the side.
Uh-huh.
I always get them like stand 45 degrees in an angle and cover the arm,
Yeah.
the hands there. Yeah, just some tricks.
Yeah. Some tips and tricks. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you guys make like the poses and everything look as natural as possible? Because you know,
Do a fake laugh.
not a lot of people are like, they're not professional models, obviously. So what's your tips and tricks trying to make them look more natural?
I think we do more candid
More
stuff.
candid, yeah.
So whatever happens, so we try to make them laugh as much as we can. A lot of movement as well.
Yeah.
So we don't do a lot of posing for like just one photo.
Yeah.
And
Especially with the Western weddings,
Yeah.
they, especially the grooms, they don't like to be posed as
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So I tend to get them to walk around a little bit.
Oh, okay. Because you know, you've seen like those Asian pre-wedding photos and they're all like posing like
Yeah.
yeah. No, I
and
can't
you're just
do
like,
that.
I can't, I'm always awkward. I remember
Yeah.
like when I did that, I'm like, oh, it's so awkward.
Yeah,
So
some
awkward.
photographers are really good
Yeah.
at that posing.
Yeah.
But some clients, they don't like to be
So you just tell them, keep laughing, keep smiling, keep looking at
No,
each other or something. This is what you do.
not keep laughing. It would be silly.
I don't know. You know, or laugh naturally or like make a joke or something.
But
You can tell the groom to like
Yeah.
whisper something into the bride's ear,
whisper
something.
Oh, yeah.
Whisper something sexy or
Oh.
something. Yeah.
yeah, just kiss on the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Just walk. Just ask them to walk away from us, walking to us. A bit of walking here and there. Lately, I've been doing this walking where the couple pretending they're drunk, walking towards us.
Yeah.
Bit of movement,
Just
here
bumping
and
into
there,
each other.
bumping into each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice as
Oh,
well.
it's
The
cute.
result is actually
It's
really
cute,
good.
Yeah. And can I ask you guys as well, like, do you guys try to like personalize your service for each client as well?
Yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
think every couple is different.
Yeah.
So we can't do the same sort of approach.
You kind of like adapt to, because you know some couple might, some might be more outgoing and some can be a bit more like shy and you know a bit awkward or something.
Because I also meet up my couples beforehand.
Yeah,
So I
that's
kind
good.
of get
Yeah.
the vibe of
Yeah.
how they're gonna be on the day.
Yeah.
I also offer a pre-wedding.
Oh yeah.
shoot.
So that's what you already done like a pre-wedding,
Yeah.
so you got the vibe
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
It's like a photo shoot of the three of us, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Alvin? Do you do?
Pre-weddings, yeah.
But how do you approach
Yeah.
different?
I always look at the bride. If the bride has like a lively kind of attitude, you know,
Really outgoing, really
outgoing.
bright, cheerful.
Yeah, cheerful. I could tell straight away, like, she's a fun one. I'm gonna be having a really great time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Doing this photo shoot session.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes not all the time though. The bride is maybe she's a bit shy. You know, I'm gonna have like a little bit of issue there, but usually I'll get them to walk, like a bit of movement. Yeah, it's a bit more preferable for me when I do the shoot.
So it looks more natural.
more natural. Yeah.
Yeah. Same as us as well. As well, like, I think with photography, do you guys have like a package and pricing, right? Normally, with flowers, it's a bit hard. Like it's a bit different approach, I guess. It's hard to do a price list, to be honest. People ask me, "Oh, do you have a price list?" I'm like, it's really difficult because we've done weddings for like 30 people, like a small intimate one, and then we've done wedding for like 200 people, and then from one spectrum to the other, like from something that's like very, lower cost, like the native and the rustic style, to the other end of the scale when it's low, like roses and orchids, which is like an orchid, one stem is about $100.
Really?
That's how much we charge.
Wow.
Premium orchid, that's how much we charge per stem, and people are not aware of these things.
Yeah.
So when they ask me for a price, I'm like, it's really difficult. How about you send me what you want and maybe share what's your comfortable budget, then we'll work from there. Because if not, it's just too hard.
Everything's a custom quote.
Yeah, so normally we like to do a custom quote rather than having a price list, because it's just no wedding are the same. So one can want like something like something simple, someone like can be like they want something extravagant and really grand, and one's like a lot of greeneries, one will be like no greeneries at all, not even a single leaf, So it's just so different. So it's really hard to do a price list when, and then one can have only like no bridal party, one can have 10 bridesmaids, things like that. No, you guys probably have seen it, right? Like 10 bridesmaids, or same thing as like, one is doing cocktail wedding and one is doing, 25 tables, things like that. We have a wedding like coming up like with 25 tables. At Ritz-Carlton, things like that. So you know what I mean? It's really hard to make a price list. So normally we just go, what's your comfortable budget? And then we can work, I call it, we can work it backwards. So this is your budget. And then with that budget, we can only do this sort of flowers. We can't do that style, for example. Like if you want that one, then you have to increase your budget. So that's how we normally educate them as well. I'm not too sure with other florists, but that's how, because there's a lot of educating, like I said, on our end.
So I feel like there's a lot of emailing back and
forth. A lot
forth.
of emailing. Sometimes for one client, we can have like 50 email back and forth. And people are not aware of this. Some people are charging for like quotes and consultation. But obviously, I mean, I can't. If I'm charging, I think everyone will run away. And, why are you charging for a consultation? Isn't that part of your service, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of backwards and forwards, like, asking the little things like that. Even like we ask about the ribbons for flowers. Do you want your bouquet with the just, the ribbon just wrap around, or do you want it to be like, long and flowy? And that's why, like, when we do things like very like personalized, and then ask them as well, can I please see your dress as well? See your dress. And then, and then we recommend them, okay, I think because your dress is a bit busy, so maybe just have the ribbon just wrap around, so nothing like hanging because it's already busy. But if the dress is really simple, okay, maybe you can have something long and flowy to add, a bit more dimension because your dress is very simple and modern, that kind of stuff. So we do have to do that kind of stuff sometimes on their behalf as a wedding florist, just the little touch, I think the little details makes a difference as well in a good florist, and not good florist, maybe an experienced florist and not so experienced one.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good tip.
Do you have any tips for future clients?
I would say do your research, and when you try to get a quote from your florist, give them as much information as you can, because I know that it can be overwhelming, especially with so many different styles. But that's why you can have either a phone consult or face-to-face meeting with them, and then ask questions and things like that. Before you make decisions on who you're gonna pick for your wedding florist and things like that. Because you can tell, if someone is experienced enough, they know what they're doing or not, that kind of stuff. So for all the guys out there as well, flowers are important, because I have met some grooms that like flowers is not important. And I was like, no, flowers are important too. It's not just the bride's day, I mean, like, but, even if you don't really like flowers, we can always work things out and make something that's not too feminine, and it can be something that represents the two of you. So don't just assume that flowers is just for the women. We can always make it, a bit more, like unisex or something, not too feminine. We can make it a bit more masculine too by, maybe adding like a black color or something. Just, I'll choose flowers that are not too romantic, I guess, more modern, things like that. So that's really important. Just don't just assume things like that, and be nice to your wedding florist.
That's a good one.
Be nice. Don't contact them after hours, okay? They need to sleep as well. Boundaries, guys.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming, Gabbie.
No, my pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me and inviting me.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
See you next one.
See you.
Bye.
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 Bye.